Okay, one other thing that I didn't talk about, and that's this piece up here. You'll see the two clips, one clip, two clips. This thing just pries out. These clips go into these slots in the door, one slot, two slots, and then there's a small little locator pin right here which goes into that slot. And basically all you do is just line that up. Now I'm putting it back on, but to take it off would be the reverse of this. Line it up and push it on. Now to take it off, you can get a little screwdriver up in here with a rag behind it if you don't want to scratch up your paint, which I didn't want to. And then you just start prying there and just it pulls off. I've had this off a few times because I put a sound system in this car so you can see the speakers. Anyway, I hope all that stuff helped you guys. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye. Alright, in case you don't know how to get the door panel off, this will be helpful. There's several screws that hold it on. One is in the door lock area right here. Alright, and it goes into that area. Then there's one way down here, and there's a couple right underneath here. 1, 2. Alright. Then, and I'll show you this in a second. But once you get this part here off, then you simply, and you get all the screws out, you simply lift up on the door panel and then pull it out. Lift up, pull out toward you. And it's real simple. Alright? Same thing to put it on. You just lift it up a little bit, push it in, you'll feel it, and then it drops down. Alright, this guy here, you'll see there's some hooks on the back side of it. So once you get, and a hook on the front side too, I'm going to bring that up close so you can see it. Hooks on the back and hooks on the front. Alright, so once you get it in position and you've hooked up and you've attached the power locks and the manual lock part to it, you'll see those attach right here and right here, and those are a little bit of a bugger to get on. But once you do that, you get this thing in position and then you pull it back to slide it into position. You put the screw in. To get it out, you would take the screw out and then you slide it to the forward, and that'll allow these tabs to come out. You don't yank it out. You take the screw out, you push it forward, and then it'll come out like that. You'll have to disconnect these. You see these? They go around the rod. So the end of the rod has a 90 degree, and it goes into the hole right here, and then this simply latches over it. Latches over the metal. I can't show you that easily, but I think if you study that a little bit, you'll see how that works. Okay? All right. One more thing, I'm going to have to take these are the 3 studs that are holding that motor in place, and they're like rivets actually, so there's no threads, nothing you can unbolt. I'm just going to grind them off, and that'll let the motor loose, and then they've supplied new bolts for the process, and they'll come in from this back side. So that's that. I'll be back. Well, I tried it from the other side, but it looked like it might be easier, but I couldn't tell when I was getting the end of the rivet. So what I'm using is this little Dremel tool. This is a cool little tool with a cutoff disc. I go through the disc pretty fast, but it's a pretty handy tool. And you can see what I've done here is I've just like taken some cuts and gotten to the inside and then just chiseled the extra away. Try not to get too much into the metal. So I'd rather err on the light side than on the heavy side. I don't want to cut into the bracket too much. So that looks actually pretty good. There's more than one way to do this, I'm sure, but actually working pretty good. So I'll come back after I get this last one done here, and we'll bolt the new motor in. Okay, I've got the slides clean now, and I just wanted to check and make sure that my new motor is the same size and looks like it's going to work. And so I'm laying it up next to it. It looks right before I disassemble. This is always a good idea. Flip it over, make sure that the gear looks like it's the same gear and it's going to line up. Yep, that looks good. And the gear itself meshes in. I think we're all right. So you can see right here that these studs which hold this motor in are pretty close tolerance to this right here. So I'm going to have to be careful to make sure that the bolts they sent me are going to not have a clearance issue there. And then this particular motor, they sent several different wires, harnesses, depending on what you've got. I'm just looking here. Looks like I am going to have to use one of the adapters, so I'm going to make sure I've got the right one first. Looks like this is the one. So looks like I'm in good shape there. This one matches my wire harness existing in my Saturn. Maybe you can see this. So this will adapt the new motor, which has a slightly different configuration. That's it. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, by the way, I have cleaned up the channels. I've re-lubricated them. I used a motorcycle lube that I got from Honda. It's got moly. It's got a lot of moly in it. It's made for sliding metal surfaces. Really, really good stuff. Very expensive, but I think it's the right grease for the application here. That's it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I had a little bit of a problem. It was a clearance issue, and the clearance issue happened right here. The new motor had, you can probably tell, it went straight out and then straight back, and then so when I was trying to put it into position, it was getting it wouldn't sit all the way down here. It was rubbing. So I had to alter it. Make sure when you alter that, you got to know that you're not going to be able to return it. But I just cut some off with my little Dremel tool, which worked real well again. And now I'm ready to bolt it back in. So again, watch this area here because that's going to be a clearance. This thing rotates, and so you have to make sure you use the bolt side here. See how the bolt is? It's nice and thin. So you want to use the bolt because the nut is much thicker. You can see the nuts are like twice as thick as that bolt had, maybe 3 times. Okay, I'm going to come back after I get it bolted in. Wow guys, I just found another problem. This bracket right here, this bracket has a crack in it. You can maybe see me moving it and flexing it right in the angle. See that? I have a welder. I'm going to try and tack that back closed, but that would prohibit a lot of people from making this repair. In which case you'd have to buy the whole regulator, which honestly, for the amount of work that I've gone through, might be a simpler process anyway. But now that I'm this far into it, I'm just going to commit and finish. I'll come back when I'm done with that. Bye. Okay, there it is after I welded it. I'm not a great welder, but I did my best. Well, I did a job. How's that? I'm going to take you over to the car here shortly and just kind of show you what you'll see at the door, and then we'll try and put this thing in. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, anyway, I was saying the regulator bolts in at 4 positions, and then this one, which you have to get at from the inside. It's best if the window is in the all the way down position when you take the regulator out, because it's like this then. If it's all the way up, this regulator is extended. What I did was I just used a battery and connected to the leads here, so that I could move the motor and the whole regulator and collapse it. But if you set it up that way, when you take it out, that'll make it easier. Alright, let's just see how this goes back up in. Oh, by the way, I greased the pivot points here. I greased the gears. You can see how I greased them. I used the same stuff, the Molly. Alright, and I kind of slide her in this way. Gently. Okay, well, it's in, and I'll just kind of tell you what I did. I got it in. I kind of bolted it into position. I left the window in the up position. The window was in not the totally up position, but pretty much up. You can see the little white clip in there. And then once I had this kind of temporarily bolted in, I powered up the car and I raised the window regulator up till it was at that point, and I pushed the window down to the regulator, made sure that the bracket was in the correct position, and then I just simply slid that bracket this way onto those white clips, and that just holds it in. The window actually rests on that aluminum bracket, it looks like. And then beyond that, I just tightened it up, and it's going up and down, and life is good. So I'm thinking I got her whipped. Hope this helped you. I hope this helped. Thanks. Have a good day.